Let's stay overseas. Queen Elizabeth has led a huge river pageant along the River Thames to mark her Diamond Jubilee. Our correspondent in London, Philip Williams, joins us now. And Philip, how have you spent your day and what did you see?
Well, I spent my day pretty wet and cold, I must say. It was a blustery day and it still didn't deter. They say around perhaps up to 1.3 million people from lining the Thames, both north and south, to watch these 1,000 boats go past, including, of course, the royal barge containing the royal family, the Queen in particular. I was on one of the bridges, Lambeth Bridge, which looks back towards Westminster, and so I had a very good view. In fact, the royal barge went straight underneath where we were, and lots of Australian boats also included in that pageant. We had some RAN sailors that were part of the guard around that boat, also some lifesavers and others involved in that. So strong Commonwealth connection, strong Australian connection, and everyone was out there cheering and yelling and having a good time and feeling pretty patriotic, the British of course, and understandably so. Even though the weather was absolutely foul, they still made a huge party out of it, and the Queen had a big smile. And
just as an aside, what those boats that were on the river, did people have to qualify to be a part of it, and how did they all get? There were some kayaks there as well.
Well, it was some kayaks as well, yes, that's right. Everything from kayaks up to old paddle steamers to boats from the Dunkirk rescue era. Really quite an eclectic collection of boats. And you had to apply, you had to have the right safety approvals, you had to be able to finance it, you had to get there. So, yeah. Yes, there were some restrictions, and obviously people got cut out because of that. But look, along the way, of course, it wasn't just British people that I spoke to. You'll see that later on in the program, but also caught up with some Australians that have made their way to see the pageant.
We came for the wedding last year and we thought we wouldn't miss the Jubilee this year.
So you got an opportunity.
The history of it's fantastic.
Wow.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because in our lifetimes, there's not going to be another queen probably who's living, who's on the throne for 60 years.
Yeah, so why not come and enjoy the celebration? Right.
We've been living in London, and since we moved here, we've become a bit royalist.
We want to see the Queen. We want to see the Queen.
Represent Australia. You know.
Yeah, it's just a good day out.
So, Philip, was it a love for the Queen or a love for the big occasion that drew the strong crowds and largely the sentiment there?
I think a bit of both, really. Everyone loves a big occasion, and they don't come much bigger than this for London anyway. And yes, there is a genuine sentiment for the Queen. After all, most of us in Australia, and certainly the same in Britain, have never known any other monarch. We were born under her reign, and that's the way it's been. She represents continuity. She represents, to many people, stability. Of course, there are many Republicans for whom she represents nothing, and they'd like to see her gone. Nothing personal. Yeah. They'd like to see the institution replaced. But for her personally, I think Republican or monarchist, you can recognise that this woman has been extremely dedicated, hardworking, 60 years a day in, day out. And people recognise her for that, and they appreciate that. And many people I spoke to spoke of their love for her, and it was something pretty genuine, I felt. They all felt that, in a sense, she was a part of their family, that she was the grandmother or the mother. They felt a sense that she was, in a sense, as much a part of them as she was a part of their lives, as they were a part of her lives. So a very strong connection. And on days like today, the bunting was out there, the Union Jacks were flying everywhere, people were having a great time and proud to fly the flag in what's rather gloomy economic times. It was a great opportunity to get a bit of a lift.
Terrific. Philip Williams, thanks very much for that.